welcome to episode number 60 of the Nonsense Review. I'm your host, as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
And today, well, not to mince words, but we are absolutely chomping at the bit. We've both been holding off on watching Arcane because we knew we were doing it for the podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, this show got rave reviews when it was actively airing, and I've seen some stills of the animation, and it looks beautiful.
I know the main character is a certain character who was released in League of Legends while I was still playing it, and she got a real kick-ass theme tune.
Don't you worry, we'll talk about that slightly later. So if you're familiar with the podcast, you know what we like to do before we actually get into the meat that is the review. We like to briefly touch upon events in the wide world, as well as things that have occurred on a more personal level. So to that end, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
I went to see the most recent Harry Potter film, The Secrets of Dumbledore, and a lot like the previous Harry Potter film that featured Johnny Depp as Gellert Grindelwald, it was a bit of a Shaggy Dog Story middle episode, and yeah, this is yet another Shaggy Dog Story middle episode. The one thing that is worth mentioning, though, is that Johnny Depp has been replaced by Mads Mikkelsen.
I didn't know about that, but as I revealed before we started the podcast, I have the biggest man-crush respect boner for Mads Mikkelsen. I think he's a great actor.
He carries being graceful and mature, in my opinion, a lot better than Johnny Depp did. So for a character that's meant to be a contemporary of Dumbledore, he fits very well, even though he's like a couple of years younger than Depp himself.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I've seen Mads Mikkelsen in a few things, and he always seems to act a more mature role than he is, if you know what I mean. Because he's not an old man, but he acts sophisticated like an old man would.
Yeah, sophisticated is definitely the word. Like, he's a villain, carries himself very well for that, and sophistication is the need of the day, not just slightly aged, smouldering goth.
Well, Rick, he did play Hannibal. If you can't do sophistication, you can't do Hannibal.
True, absolutely. Man, I forgot about that. He's also been in the news for being on the Indiana Jones set. He's in the new Indiana Jones coming up as well, so I'm looking forward to that now. I wasn't before.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Unfortunately, guys, I'm not either a big Harry Potter guy or an Indiana Jones guy, so...
Yeah.
As much as I like Mads Mikkelsen, it's not enough to break that barrier.
However, out in the wide world, Gilbert Gottfried has passed away, and for my part, I only know him as Iago from Aladdin.
You also know him as God from Smiling Friends.
Okay, yeah, so that was more recent. Yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, I did finish watching Smiling Friends, and it turns out the episode that I stopped before was the last episode, so when I got back into it, expecting like a 5-6 episode stretch, yeah, there was only one left to go.
Yeah, I'm just going to run away with your story a little bit, because, first of all, this news came out the fucking blue.
Yeah, it did.
And when the news came out, it said, one, he'd been sick for a while, which I don't think anybody knew about.
No, nobody did.
And two, he was 67, which is a disturbingly close age to the age that my dad passed away. So, it was very weird, because, not many people have passed away since my dad of a similar age range, and it's weird how it hits you harder.
Yeah.
Mostly just because it drudges up memories.
Yeah, I feel you.
As far as a professionalism goes, he was a comedian and an actor, and I've got to be honest with you, if you don't know his voice, because it's such a distinct voice, it would be very odd. I think there are very few things that are going to be funnier than him just reading an excerpt from 50 Shades of Grey. If you've not seen that fucking video, you need to do yourself a favour. It's a treat. It's very funny.
Sounds like it would be, actually. Yeah, I've not seen it.
It is not sexy in the slightest, but it is fucking hilarious. And he knows it's hilarious, so he hams it up. But yeah, Gilbert Gottfried, he'll be missed. He just such a prolific voice actor by the end. Like, his voice would turn up in the most random of places, and it would be for a line or two, like in Smiling Friends.
Yeah, that's enough about me, my week, and the one thing that I know about the outside world. How about you? How's your week been?
First things first, Rick, I bought a load of Magic the Gathering cards.
Did you?
I bought a booster set of the Forgotten Realms set, which, as you know, is the D&D cards, basically.
Yeah. There's some really cute things going on with that. Like, there's a standard mechanic is delve into the dungeon, so you can pick the actual adventures from they're actually adventure books like Tomb of Annihilation or Lost Mines of Phandelver. When you complete it, you get cool things.
Rick, I drew the wish card from one of my packs.
Oh boy!
Do you know what the wish card's effect is?
Search your library for something or something outside of the game that you own.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. I assume it's not a card you're allowed to use in tournaments, but it says, and I quote, pick any card that you own outside of the game and play it.
Okay, so in tournaments, that's basically your sideboard.
Oh, that's a bit less fun. But I like the idea of someone going, I'm going to play the King of Hearts. And it's just like, what? It's like, they have some fun rules in Age of Sigmar where, I know for a fact there's a rule for a Nurgle unit, which is, if you roll a 7, you instantly win the game, because it's impossible to roll a 7 in Warhammer, because you only have a d6. However, there are Nurgle dice, which do have a 7 on.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's just dumb shit like that. But yeah, each pack comes with a full art card, which is just it's what it says on the tin.
Yeah, it's just an alt card of something that already exists.
It's not an alt card, it's an art card. It doesn't have any effects on it. It's just the art from a card in the booster, and that's all the card is.
Okay.
But some of these cards are also creatures from D&D, like a Mind Flayer, and if you turn it around, it's got the stat block for a D&D game.
Oh, that's real cute.
They also come with one special art card, which is like scroll. It's got a scroll effect, and the card's in scroll colours, like it's not coloured in. It's you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Okay, like faded parchment and all that.
Yeah. But these are just regular cards with a special art, but each one comes with it, so I've got like 30 of the bastards now. But yeah, it's fun. I really like opening card decks, and I now need to get a new card folder so I can display them properly, because I'm that type of nerd. Apart from the wish card, the only notable draw that I got, which I was kind of chuffed about, was like, I got Drizzt, and I'm like, cool. I know he's a cool guy in fucking Warhammer, in D&D.
Yeah, he's the originator of all of the chaotic good edgelord drow memes.
Well, I was going to say, he's the only reason why drow are considered cool in the first place, really.
Yeah.
He's got a panther. Like, how more edgy can you get?
Yeah, he's a twin scimitar dude with a panther who's like dark and broody, but also has friends.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on, I also went to the cinema, Rick. Sonic 2. That film ticked all the boxes.
Yeah, I've not seen it yet, so not too many spoilers.
I'm not going to give you a single spoiler, but what I am going to say is, I had a conversation with my friend before we went in, and it basically boiled down to this. Sonic, the first movie, was good because everyone thought it was going to be shit.
Yeah.
And I went, word for word, I said, the worry is, I have expectations for this film, so it actually has a bar now, and it fucking cleared it.
Oh, sweet.
Idris Elba as Knuckles was a perfect casting choice.
Excellente. I know you said before that the critics were slamming it for exactly the same reason that they slammed Godzilla 2, that too much emphasis on the characters that the nerds actually want to go see, which is exactly what a nerd wants to hear.
Yeah. It did actually raise my hype, because King of Monsters was a great Godzilla movie. Fucking fight me. I'm not going to say I'm not going to go into detail, but there was one thing else I said to a different friend, the other friend we went with, and I said, if one of these two things happens, I will flip my shit because they shouldn't happen. And one of them did.
Oh boy.
Stay for that end credit scene, son.
There's an end credit scene, yeah. Because last time the end credit scene was just Tails appearing.
Which was still pretty good in its own fucking right.
It was.
Because it's like, oh my god, it's Tails.
I'm a little bit bothered that Tails is getting cucked in his own movie. The tail is in the logo. But he's getting cucked by Knuckles.
Who would you want to see more?
I mean, I'm a bit of a Tails fan, and I think he deserves more. However, I know that a lot of writers can't write. So yeah, I appreciate that he's a number 2.
I'll tell you this right now. I don't think they fucked up at all with the Sonic characters.
Sure.
Every Sonic character was done fucking justice.
Yeah.
And that's what I think that's the biggest endorsement I can give this film.
Mm-hmm. There's a possibility for Robotnik transitioning into CGI going forward, because Jim Carrey has said he wants to retire from acting after this. He's not said that he wants to retire from voice acting.
Okay. I wouldn't mind it. Like, I like the cartoony Eggman look.
Mm-hmm.
The very last thing I want to talk about, on the personal level at least.
Okay.
Final Fantasy XIV 6.1 patch came out.
Yes.
I've played the MSQ. I'm now up to date. And I just want to say, I'm not going to dwell on this for too long, so don't worry. I miss the characters. I didn't realise that I cared about the characters so much until I started doing 6.1 stuff. And it's like, this person's here, and I was smiling. And I didn't realise I was smiling until I was doing stuff again. But yeah, on to the wide world. Kingdom Hearts 4 got announced.
Oh, yeah. We even posted in chat before the announcement of Kingdom Hearts Eternal Sunshine 2.5 improper fraction potato.
It wasn't before the announcement, it was after, but sure.
Was it after? Okay. and you said to me, I hate how accurate that sounds and how much that sounds like a real Kingdom Hearts title.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts likes to do bullshit like that. But yeah, anyway, moving on a little bit. I've not actually watched the trailer. By all accounts, the trailer is disappointing because of of the art direction, but I'm not going to dwell on that. The thing I'm going to dwell on is Dana Terrace tweeted saying, boy, it would be sure nice if there was a Boiling Isles level in Kingdom Hearts 4, and I shared that tweet with you, Rick, and said, it can happen!
Yeah.
Our hypothetical bullshit might become real!
Yeah. It's no longer nonsense asinine hypotheticals, it's nonsense wistful prophecies.
The dream result would be the Owl House. However, I think the more likely one, if we do get one, would probably be Amphibia, because they're clearly on better terms.
Yeah, and Amphibia is very definitely ending with Season 3, whereas the Owl House does have to wait for the 3 movies.
Yeah, but, they announced Kingdom Hearts 4. I bet you we don't see that game till 2025.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be, the end, at least the middle, or approaching the end of the PS5's lifespan. if Kingdom Hearts 3 is anything to go by.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Anyway, that announcement's happened. It might be good. Probably going to be shit, because I didn't really rate Kingdom Hearts 3 that highly, but whatever.
Sure.
Moving on. What are we doing today? We're going to do the very first episode of Arcane.
Yeah, we are. It's the League of Legends show. It's available on Netflix. If you'd like to watch along with us, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Yeah, Season 1, Episode 1, Welcome to the Playground.
Yeah, big N logo. And yeah, it's a Netflix original as well.
Yeah, so it should never disappear. That's a very cute logo.
Yeah, the Netflix... Oh, yeah, so they got their own custom Netflix series logo for this show.
So, I don't know if this is true or correct or not, but I believe one of, if not the main character, is Jinx.
Yeah, I think the main two, Jinx and Vi, the one that showed up in the game when I was still playing it was Vi, and she's the one that punches things. And she's the one that Bae has a massive crush for.
That's Explosions. Bae is in the VTuber.
Yeah.
But yeah, League of Legends. I do not have happy memories of League of Legends. My third game ever, I got told off for constantly dying. And I'm like, I don't know how the game works. And then it wasn't even ranked. It's the thing that blows my mind.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's because of that I never played ranked, pretty much. Because, yeah, it's become infamous for being toxic.
Yeah. And that's why a lot of MOBA communities are toxic as fuck. Because every time a new MOBA comes out, the League of Legends cancerous, riddled assholes invade and go, oh, new thing. Ah, you shit. Ah, die. Yeah. Lovely. There's 12-year-olds playing this game.
Which is why they disabled chat entirely for the Pokemon MOBA.
Fair.
Because they knew exactly how awful the community was probably going to be, considering that the other half of the community is literal children.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know any of these characters yet until they get an age up.
Pretty sure the blue-haired character's Jinx.
And pretty sure the red-haired character is Vi.
As far as if I recall correctly, Jinx rides around on a giant robot thing.
That might be a different... Well, okay, maybe. It might be a different character, but the Jinx that I know is Harley Quinn with the serial numbers filed off and blue hair. She chucks bombs and has an anarchist theme tune.
Fair. I barely know these characters, and I'm already feeling feels. Which is a testament to both the music writer and the animators. And the writers.
Throwing away his power fists.
I don't know if I'd necessarily do that, because there's still defense.
Yeah. And now he's carrying them home.
But to be fair, seeing two children that you've just traumatized will probably do that to most people.
Yeah. Man, the Killzone stormtroopers have a very imposing silhouette.
Oh boy, and class warfare right off the go as well.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. Riot Games. I forget Riot Games is a League of Legends people.
Yep. Yeah, I think League of Legends was basically the only thing that they did for a long-ass time.
Yeah.
And they've become such a massive player on the game scene.
Well, no offense, if your first big hit is a game that fucking sells loot boxes, You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if Fortnite wasn't made by Epic, then the company that made it would also be now a prime player.
I was going to say, Epic didn't actually make that, they just bought it.
Okay.
By the way, if I ever make a game that gets popular and someone goes, I will buy your game for $1 billion, I'll be like, yep. I have no artistic integrity. Have the fucking franchise. I'll take the money, and now I'm gonna make another game that's exactly the same as the game I just made, but slightly different with the serial number filed off.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I'd probably want to keep a finger in the pie.
Yeah, make a new thing. Doesn't matter if it's successful. You got the money.
Sure.
Look at this fucking Nathan Drake shit.
Are they climbing up a school? Oh no, they're climbing into the building.
Well, on top of the building.
On the outside onto the top.
Listen, alright, 2 of them have got fancy hair colours. They're not going to job.
Yeah, 2 of them are main character syndrome.
By the by, can you... I can't remember the character's name, but the character I played in League of Legends for those 3 games was the pirate dude with a big fuck-off cannon in his arms.
Oh, Gangplank.
Don't think he was called that.
There is a guy called Gangplank, and one of his specials is he eats an orange and then he's okay.
Yeah, no, I wasn't that dude.
Okay.
Look at this disgusting design. Weird skeleton face.
Mm-hmm. He looks like the kind of person who would grow up to be a spooky uncle in a Disney film.
Yeah. So yeah, establishing very early on that these characters are physical. They can do shit. I'm actually impressed that he made it that far, the skinny little fucker. He does not appear to have the musculature that, what's her name, Vi?
Yeah. Well, hopefully. We think it's Vi.
Yeah. Speaking of not having the musculature...
I'm very surprised that the chubby one just made it in one jump rather than the, series of capoeira that everyone else went on.
Yeah.
Oh, it is Vi. Okay.
Yeah, they've said it on the subtitles several times now.
Okay. She's doing very well.
Yeah, she's... I was genuinely thought she was going to stop to steal a cake or something.
I think the fat one did.
Well, the fat one didn't just stop at that bit, did he?
Oh, but he was licking his lips afterwards, so he might have had his own cake that he brought separately.
This is the type of gimmick that they'd give the character.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, that's shitty. If someone fucking does something that they've only done it for the first time, doing that eye roll fucking thing is a dick thing to do.
Especially when they don't have the physique that you have.
Well, okay, I don't think you'd want that dude's physique, though, because he's a skinny little runt.
No, but, part of the physique is, the height and everything, you know?
I guess.
And she's, clearly multiple years younger.
Well, you don't know, they might be different species.
Oh yeah, they do actually have different species in League of Legends.
They got fucking walking, talking robots, bro.
Yeah, they've got walking, talking robots, they've got basically Vivi, they've got, Cthulhu monsters, they've got centaurs, they've got Captain Teemo.
See, he's not a dick.
Clagor.
Yeah, these guys are going to die at some point, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a jobber name if I ever saw one. Judo.
Well, it kind of depends, doesn't it? Because if subtlety was your go, that was dumb.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem, is... even if you're successful, you've also kind of failed, because whoever you're stealing from is going to know they've been stolen from.
Yeah, they're going to know something is missing. Here's the thing, if they're stealing a book, and they mess up all of the artifacts. If they've not stolen an artifact, then they're going to focus on the artifacts that are out of place rather than one of many, but...
Yeah, well, guess what? I've got some bad news for you. They're just...
Yeah, he's just robbing
They
everything.
just want money.
Yeah, they're clearing it out.
Well, at this point, if you're stealing that many things, you might as... subtlety, fuck it.
Yeah. Oh, little planet.
Hmm. I mean, it might be junk, but it might still be worth money. Right.
It still has metal on it. It still has moving parts.
Hmm. That guy's got a real person's voice.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like people I know.
Yeah. That kind of earthy, tired voice.
It's like they either need a cough or a whiskey. Like, do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah. I'm getting some real Owl House character vibes from this girl when she's on her own. It might be because her legs are a different colour to the rest of her costume, and it just reminds me of the Hexside costumes.
Maybe so. Hey, now, if you see fresh food sitting on a table, would that not imply there's someone around? I know she...
It normally
That
would.
said, she is a kid, so I guess she wouldn't necessarily connect the dots.
Yeah, she's a kid, and her first
Instinct was to take a bite of the sandwich.
first instinct was to eat the sandwich rather than to... Although it does remind me of Kai Lang, whose establishing villain motive was he broke into Anderson's house and ate his cereal.
Right. Yeah, well, I don't like talking about Kai Lang. Such a lazy villain. As in written, not just in character.
Yeah, at least he was gone by the end of the story.
No. It's not exactly very much of a saving grace when the character was so unnecessary and boring and annoying. But anyway, we're watching Arcane, let's not dwell on that. Is that really your first fucking instinct? Oh shit.
Steal your materia.
But you're trying to get into either your own house or a house you have access to, and the first thing you ask when you can't immediately open the door is, "Hey, is someone in there?" Yeah, no shit, motherfucker.
Yeah, say, hello, is someone there in my home? Yeah, it is a weird thing.
Jesus, that is now a terrorist attack. Even though that wasn't their intent.
Yeah. The scrawny guy looks a bit like Vegeta from the wrong angles.
If he was a bit bulkier, maybe.
Well, Vegeta wasn't bulky when he was first introduced.
Yeah, but he weren't that scrawny.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think the only reason he didn't look bulky is because he was next to Nappa all the time.
Oh, she said the shit word.
Here's a 15. That is a fucking obnoxious noise.
The fucking alarms are trombones.
It's an interesting bit of kit that you definitely don't want to get hit by when you're running away.
Yep. I do love how they've always got Magitech in League of Legends. It's not something that's new to any one character. It's just established that it's part of the universe.
Yeah, I get you. Well, obviously, only to this high-end part, because we saw the low-end part earlier where they were trying to keep the ragged runts out of the society.
Yeah.
Yeah. Class divides suck, believe it or not. Well, rip. Oh, proper rip. He went in the water.
Splish. Miles away from the shore as well.
Yeah, but more importantly, directly in the path of the giant fucking ship.
Yep.
Like, there is a lot of you split up.
Yeah, I was almost about to say that. A real tactic here.
Oh, that's gross.
Chewie, I don't care what you smell. Get in the pit.
Well, it's like one of my favourite subversions of this trope is in Archer when they're on a space station. They're being pursued by someone, and Lana takes a gun, shoots at a fucking sewer grate, opens up a hole, and she goes, "Get in," and everyone goes, "No! It smells like shit, and we can just run down the hallway." That's not a bad line, to be honest.
It was a pretty good quote, yeah. Man, she's so cool.
Well, the de facto leader usually, has to be cool, but it's just law.
Yeah.
No one's going to follow them if they're not cool.
Apart from Newt Scamander in the Harry Potter prequels.
Suppose if you want to get technical, also X-Men with Cyclops. But we all know Wolverine's the real leader of that crew.
Yeah.
Because Wolverine's cool!
Well, I'd say that Professor X is the true leader.
He's not a leader, he's a fucking...
Commander. Yeah. And it's a weird one where Jean Grey is the one that is more his direct pupil than anyone else. Because, she's got the same powers but better.
Yeah, but Jean Grey turns into the Phoenix once a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, to be honest, causes more problems than it fixes.
It does. However, if they know that it's her, at least they can, mitigate it.
No, they can't. That's the problem. Boy, that's a real fucking fight that's happening.
Yeah, isn't it even worse when someone else is the Phoenix, though?
Not really. Because it's always bad. So it doesn't matter how bad it is after a certain point.
Dude got his jaw spun.
Fuck that.
Oh boy, visceral.
That's what I'm saying. This is a real fucking fight. There's no fucking fancy flips and stupid shit. That's cool. Being able to take on 2 people at a time is cool, big man.
Yeah.
That said, he seems to be the only one on the team doing well. Everyone else is getting a bit fucked.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, that dude is fat, but he's also poor. Which means a good percentage of that under the layers is probably actually muscle. Probably. Not necessarily, but considering he's holding his own.
Yeah, it was one of the real easy ways when you're young to get an advantage in the fight is just to have more mass than your opponent. You can swing it.
Well, yeah, because when you're a kid, you don't know no one knows how to fight anyway, so it's just random flailing, and whoever's got the bigger flails wins.
Yeah.
Right?
Very few times it's whoever's more creative.
Yeah, see?
But
I got a weapon now, you guys are fucked.
Yeah, I have more reach and it has spikes on it.
He's got a bat with a nail in it. It's one of my favourite Simpsons jokes.
As well. Oh, here comes the knife. She's just going to kick it out of his hand.
That's ballsy. That being said, if you bring out the knife, you've got to be fucking committed because you're dying if you lose it after that point.
Who
the fuck wants to turn a fucking scrap into a murder? Apart from psychopaths. I'm really surprised how fast she can run with this bag that she could barely carry at the beginning.
Adrenaline's a hell of a drug.
I get that. Which, by the way, is also another one of my arguments for the gorilla fight thing. Like, people who say, nah, you need more than 20 humans. It's like, I don't know, 20 humans pumped with adrenaline can do some weird shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
She actually making a fucking nail bomb.
So it would seem. Oh, look at the cuteness on it.
Sure, but if I was her, I would not be sticking her fucking face out if she was throwing a nail bomb. Even though it did fuck up. I don't think she can swim with that big of a bag. Okay. She's gonna get a bollocking now.
And she's used that to escape.
Sure. Or maybe she can swim very well and can reclaim it. Who knows?
Yeah. I think that's maybe the idea.
Nope.
Oh, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I do understand being annoyed about that. However, at the same time, she is a child. Even more of a child than the rest of the children.
Yeah, like, it's...
Holy fuck, that's Yosuke!
I think it is, actually, yeah. They've got some, like, top quality voice actors in this.
Oh, cool, there's an underground society. Also, I have no idea who B Miller is. But apparently this is their song.
Yeah, it sounds a bit like a... It sounds a bit like the Bad Guy song.
I don't know what that is either, mate.
I forgot the name of the lady who sings it. She's basically the most famous #1 artist, female artist in America right now.
Billie Eilish?
Yeah.
Like, I've never heard any of her songs, but I know she's popular, so that's why I went for it, in case you're wondering.
Yeah.
That's a creepy looking fucking costume.
That looked like a Star Wars
A
character.
little bit. I'll be honest, this all looks a bit like Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, the underworld of a Star Wars land.
Like, literally, just a slightly different culture-based Coruscant.
Yeah, just give it some John Williams soundtrack and you're there.
Well, I don't want to say I'm feeling weird things, but I'm feeling weird things.
It's okay. We both watched reviewers.
Ah! Yeah, I guess. That was more funny than sexy, not even gonna lie.
True.
Considering how much of a rough fucking bar this looks, I'm surprised all he got was a, hey, watch it.
Yeah.
This guy's got to have some sort of fucking gimmick, because he's being real fucking casual considering his environment.
Yeah, he's now turning nasty, so he might actually have something to back it up.
Maybe so. Oh, he better have something. These two don't look like they take shit.
No, they don't.
That sounds like fucking Kano. Or he's just Australian.
Maybe.
It could be Kano, because I've only ever heard Kano be aggressive. That is good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Great shot.
That might also be why the scrawny guy got away with a watch it.
Maybe so.
If he's also friendly with the owner.
I also just want to point out a very good saying right now, because she said, I expected someone younger for someone with a reputation. There is a saying of, you should be very concerned about old men in professions where people die young.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a more deadly extension of, there are a lot of old men, there are a lot of fat men. There's not a lot of fat old men.
True enough.
It's like the deadly version of that.
Oh, cool, and another proof that he's a badass.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh no, my puppies need a hug.
Kind of cool that there is like this neutral zone for scumbags, you know?
Everywhere needs one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably not good, is it?
A real job.
Nobody even saw! The fucking nerve! Well, you know it's bad when no one can look him in the eye.
Yeah, yeah. That is a good question.
Because if you poke the hornet's nest enough...
Hmm.
Tense moment means we stay quiet.
Mm-hmm. The credo of a leader who didn't want to be one to begin with.
Hmm. That being said, revolutions never happened without a bit of blood.
No, the revolution will not be pretty.
I don't know, man. She's got bright pink hair.
she, she does have main character colours, yeah.
Her and, like, they keep calling her Powder, but we're pretty sure she's Jinx.
Yeah, like, they even drop the line of everything you do, you jinx it for us.
I didn't even catch that one.
Yeah, it was in the lift.
To be fair, I was very quickly distracted by one, the subtitles, the song artist, and two, look at Coruscant.
Yep.
I imagine Clagger has to do a lot of fucking brute fucking labour work because of his size.
Yeah.
Someone's getting beaten.
Hmm.
What the fuck is she doing?
I think she's robbing a bin for, like, bits that she can make into a gadget.
To be fair, it's not really robbing if it's in a bin.
Yeah. It's one of those where, in reality, true, but until it's at the dump, well, even when it's at the dump, it's still technically stealing.
Which bollocks, though.
I know,
Well, I
right?
work in retail, and we have to go through so many steps whenever we throw food out. And it's just like we freeze it. Because then if it's frozen, people definitely can't eat it because they'll get sick. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't care. If someone's willing to jump in a bin and take food from it, fucking let them have it.
Yeah. 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 There's another thing that happens actually nowadays that you can just grind up expired shit from supermarkets and just feed it to pigs, and that's how people are getting microplastics in their bloodstreams now.
Well, also bottled water.
Yeah,
Or bottled everything, really.
true.
That actually looks very cool, even though it is just a fucking tortoise shell.
Yeah.
Look at this other main character that's going to be a main character.
Yeah.
I like their hair.
It's always a really good look. Like the dark skin with the white hair, always very striking.
I was also going to say, like, it's subtle compared to the bright pink and the bright blue.
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds like a voice I know as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to place it.
Something something backstory.
Mm-mm. Now, the thing is, I know from the game that Vi is classed as a Piltover Enforcer.
Okay. Well, to be fair, in the opening fucking cutscene, we see a grown-up blue and a grown-up pink fighting one another, so...
Yeah. It's going to be a lot more, viscerally heartbreaking when the divide eventually, inevitably happens.
Sure.
Oh, like, little Vaders? Yeah. Hello there.
I guess they got the respirators on because the Undercity's got toxins in the air.
Mm.
Also, isn't Clagor going to get in fucking shit for letting these people in?
Yeah, you will do.
That's a voice I've heard loads of times.
Yeah. It's like standard foreign grandma.
I'm not gonna lie, it's doing things to me.
Yeah, it's very husky and gravelly.
That's someone who smoked 40 a day for the last 20 years.
Mm. Yeah, I found out that the husky lady from the Sucker for Love game is voiced by Rouge the Bat.
Fair enough, I've not played that game yet.
But like the second Rouge the Bat, the one that sounds like old and mature.
Sure. I like that. I like that the older generation are all like, listen, none of us really like anything that's happening right now, but we got to still work together.
Yeah, but they're side by side rather than...
It's more adjacent than side by side, you know?
Yeah.
This is probably how they get Vi then, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, like, this is the kind of deal that you don't cut, especially when...
When it's your kids.
Yeah.
Interesting interesting way of delivering messages.
Yeah, a good old like, internet scroll, or whatever it is.
Just a physical manifestation of the spell sending.
Yeah, yeah. I love how so many stills look like they've just been drawn by a concept artist.
Of course, they probably were.
Yeah. Yeah, so all of her bombs have names. You're 7.
Like, for real. She hasn't even got real explosives. She's just kind of bullshitting it.
Yeah, yeah. Just like putting some firework dust and glitter into a thermos.
We're having a bonding moment. That's not how telescopes work, but okay.
It's more of a focuser than an actual zoom.
Sure.
Oh, he's having a piss.
It did look a bit like a willy.
Yeah, yeah. Man, whenever someone says Willy, it just reminds me of the IT crowd.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm not singing that song.
Willies, Willies.
Well, my favourite one is where she says it wrong and goes, I like willies, so she gets corrected, I love willies, and then the bartender just goes, could you keep it down, sir?
Yeah. Yeah. Willies, Willies, I like Willies. I love Willies!
Like,
Oh, how cute was that?
it's very cute. However, I'm making a point, unfortunately, of she managed to keep those, which is a pretty good job. But yeah,
Yeah.
Jim Jeffries has a joke, and he sits down and he just goes, "It disappoints me that as a comedian and a writer of jokes, that I will never ever write a joke as funny as a man getting kicked in the balls." Like, he's got a point.
Man, like, it was even the best bit of the fucking Power Rangers movie. Like, the real, the old one with Ivan
I do
Ooze.
like how you went the real before correcting yourself.
Yeah.
That is a fucking shot.
It is, yeah. But yeah, Ivan who's getting kneed in the balls by Mega Falcon Zord. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, now.
Hmm.
I think he's going to die in a very gruesome manner.
Yep, yep.
I know that voice as well. Oh god, injection in the eye. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm trying to place that voice as well.
So we've established this as a rival of Vander's then.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, don't have to fucking think hard about whether this guy's good or bad, do you?
Yeah, like, it's a little on the nose how much of a Sith Lord he is.
Goodness, yeah. Hey, I'm actually getting elusive man vibes.
Yeah, yeah, because he's got his old,
Okay, I'm gonna guess the cat gets eaten and that's the joke, right?
maybe. The mouse bites back.
That's an ugly looking cat, though. It has to be ugly looking because it's going to die in a minute.
Yeah, they couldn't throw a cute cat in there. It has to be a Beerus cat.
Yeah. Oh god, that's actually giving me a fucking headache. The flashes. I don't have epilepsy or nothing.
The cat knows something's up.
Alright, the cat may be ugly, but I do feel very bad for it right now.
Yeah, it's now trying to make itself look big.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's worse than showing it.
Yeah, the robot eye. I can see the elusive man thing with that.
Yeah. That was a good episode. Watch credits. We've got 4 minutes of credits, which ain't that many.
Yeah.
I'm not eager to.
Mine went straight to episode 2. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I've got Netflix works properly, which means I'm actually watching the credits this time. Take a fucking note, Disney Plus. But yeah, that was a good first episode. I don't feel the need to immediately binge it, but I do want to see what's going to happen. If you get what fuck, not my computer. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally. It's one of those shows that I think actually benefits from like having some pacing. Like if you pace yourself rather than doing the standard Netflix binge, you know.
I don't binge shows. Like if I binge a show, it has to really fucking be like, okay, this needs to be done. I need to get it all done in one sitting, but it feels like you can watch this one a week and it'll be fine.
Yeah, totally. Here's the thing. Because it is playing, I'm just letting the second episode play. And the second episode is a shift in perspective, and it's actually very intriguing. So,
well, no spoilers.
Be excited for that. Be excited for that.
Wow, interesting. Is it new characters or characters we've seen?
New characters, similar setup.
Okay, so basically what you're telling me is it starts where we're from a perspective of the explosion. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't too hard of a reach. Yeah, interesting. That is actually piqued my interest a bit more than the stinger, as it were. Don't be surprised if next week on the podcast one or both of us opens with, so we watched Arcane.
I'm pausing it now so I don't get too far into it and, watch too many things, because they've had the perspective shift already. So they've shown the explosion from the other side.
Very, very nice touch. One of the very last credits of the regular English credits was thanks to all League of Legends players.
Ah, sweet.
Like, they don't need to do that, but it's always nice when they acknowledge, hey, we wouldn't have gotten this far if you fuckers didn't play our games. We love you.
Yeah.
You know?
The franchise wouldn't be a franchise if it weren't for the people that make it.
Absolutely. And as cancerous as that gaming group is, this would not have been birthed if it was not for said group.
Yep.
But the funny thing is like, you can rip on League of Legends players because they know their community sucks.
Yeah.
Not everyone is like that, obviously. However, it is very much a case of the good ones are the minority. It's like the opposite of FF14. Like, you got a vocal minority that are very obnoxious and annoying. But for the most part, most random people you play with in-game are pretty chill.
Yeah, the randos are chill. The really obnoxious ones, actually, are the evangelicals,
Oh, you're not allowed to play any other MMOs. Those fuckers. I know who you're on about.
Yeah. The ones who say, yeah, this is the best MMO, you'll never need another one, and as long as you'll live, like, come to this one, and just being evangelically happy.
Yeah.
It's...
like, FF14 is a very good MMO, however, I'm not going to fucking knock someone who wants to play a different one. Like, fuck's sake,
yeah.
World of Warcraft has had, feels like 10 years prior to 14. Maybe more.
Yeah, definitely more.
And, I'm not going to begrudge you. I think mostly the exodus happened because Blizzards were shit, and we all know they were shit. That's the end of the credits. Oh my god, that fucking screenshot of Jinx when she's going to be grown up is awesome.
Yeah.
She's just holding a smoking gun, and she looks not ripped, but ripped for her frame. And she's got a bit of a fucking manic look in her eye.
She's very Harley Quinn-ish.
Oh, that's fucking cool. I love that. Anyway, my apologies. We already kind of touched on it, but should probably ask anyway. Rick, what did you think of the episode?
I liked it, and again, like we both said, excited to see more, and will probably be seeing more. If not immediately, then in short order.
Well, unfortunately, as Rick knows, I actually have work this evening, so I can't even binge it today.
No. But yeah, how about you? What did you
It was very good. I very much enjoyed the contrast between high society and the underground. I wasn't expecting a literal underground society. I was expecting just, this is the high end, this is the low end, so that was awesome. Very Coruscant-ish, as we touched upon. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing more. Like, we've seen V and Jinx as kids. Like, it's definitely Jinx. There's no fucking debate now.
Yeah.
And I'm eager to see not just the episode where they age up, but where they're full-blown adults, and to see where this conflict arises. We know there's going to be a conflict. It was in the intro screen. So yeah, with that out the way, we'll get to our usual wind down, our usual rewards, and we'd like to start that off with Rick. Do you have a favourite moment?
I think it's just seeing Jinx smile after she's being picked up in the bedroom, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
She's all down in the dumps, she's messing with her thermos flasks, and finally finally Vi makes her smile.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that was my favourite moment, because that was just a really cute shot after everything that's gone wrong, you know?
It was very cute, and also like something that probably gets brought up more often than not on this podcast. There was a distinct moment where it's like, Jinx needs a cuddle.
Yeah.
She didn't get a cuddle, but she got the next best thing, which is, we're gonna bring you up, you know, cheer you up.
But how about you? What was your favourite
The
moment?
fight scene between the kids was very interesting to me, because unlike most animations in particular are are offensive when it comes to this, it looked like a real fight. I was brought up on Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, if you punch someone, sparks fly out.
Again, not even that. It's like they're doing all these flips and kicks and stuff, and everyone's fighting one-on-one in an orderly fashion, even though the good guys are outnumbered 10-1. And it's like, no, in this, the other group had an advantage, and they tried to press it, but they had a big fella, so it didn't matter. You know, just realism in combat on screen is very interesting. Obviously, it wasn't ultra-realistic, but that's not what I mean. It's just more realistic than not at all. We can't only dwell on the good, Rick. You know this, I know this. We need to touch a bit on the bad. And it's probably going to be a bit tough this episode, but hey-ho, diddly-do. Rick, weakest link for me, buddy.
I think the weakest link is that we didn't see enough of villains, you know? Like, we saw some antagonists, we saw them at the end, but they weren't as well held together than sometimes they are in opening episodes. Like, a lot of the time you have this, where the actual main antagonistic force is only teased at the end of the episode. Thankfully, we got something at the beginning as well, as an establishing shot when there were really small children. But obviously there's more than one antagonistic force. Like, I would have liked to have seen more of it, and it be more oppressive, you know?
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, we need to get to know our main characters first.
Yeah, true.
And at the moment, the forces of evil are rather up in the air. We don't actually know who is the bad guys, although it's safe to assume that the antagonist role is going to be taken by the Enforcers and this other mystery shadow group.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those where I've given that my weakest link, but it might not be entirely valid, because it would have taken time away from the characterization, which we both enjoyed. But yeah, how about you? What was your weakest link?
My weakest link was I didn't actually rate the soundtrack too heavily in this episode.
Okay.
It was fine. It wasn't like obnoxious or anything. It was just kind of there. And just to say, I'm not saying it's a bad soundtrack. I'm just saying I have to think of a weakest link, and that was probably the weakest part of the episode.
Yeah.
But yes, thankfully we're going to end the sandwich on a good note. Rick, MVP.
My MVP, I don't know who it was that did it. It was probably like a conglomerate of the entire animation studio, but the visual art direction is absolutely top-notch, and I think that deserves my MVP overall.
I can't really argue with that, because most, if not every, establishing shot was just a painting.
They've done an incredibly good job of making 3D animation look fluid and also not like 3D models, you know?
I get you. Like, even though I know it's animated, and you could tell it's animated throughout, I wasn't thinking I'm looking at animated models during action scenes.
It wasn't as much conspicuous CGI or like shots from a game or whatever. It was like really well done animation that happens to have been done by computer, you know? But yeah, how about you? What was your MVP?
It's difficult to say, because it's always annoying when the damn thing's good. I'm going to give it to Jinx because she was an adorable child throughout. I never thought anything other than that. And then the ending fucking shot, which is the preview for the next episode of her looking like a badass wielding a gun. I'm like, holy shit, that looks good. I want to see how she got from bumbling child to that badass. Because something traumatic's going to happen, I assume.
Almost certainly.
But yes, those are our MVP awards, guys. What did you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? We have a comment section down below if you're watching on YouTube, if you want to give us a bit of a line. If you're not watching on YouTube, don't you worry, we've got your back. We have an email address. What is said email address, Rick?
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
And once again, I just want to reiterate, feel free to let us know what your own awards would be. Failing that, you can also give us suggestions for future episodes. We are fully booked, but we're flexible, so who knows? Finally and lastly, if you've made it this far, you're our favourite people. And yeah, I think all that's left to say is keep yourself safe and keep yourselves happy, guys.
Bye!